Welcome to World's Finest, the weekly DC Comics review. As always, I am Phil Parrish, and with me is
Lilith Hellfire, and it's actually a pretty good week in the DCU.
Oh yeah. So, is there anywhere you'd like to start?
Let's start with something that you read and I didn't.
Did you read Earth 2?
Let's
see, Earth 2 Society number 5. Once again, they're back and forth, present day and flashbacks. This time they're focusing on Jay Garrick, showing how he basically rebuilt most of this new world.
Is he pulling a Barry from the Flash on CW? Right around?
Kinda. I think they kind of guilted him into it, but he does that, and then he's like all famous and stuff. And then in the present, there's like this big threat that needs. There's basically a big part, so one of the ships doesn't come crashing out of orbit, but he's not strong enough to push this part where it has to go. But coincidentally, Superman's not up to power yet, and Batman's not quick enough, so they kind of put Batman's exoskeleton on Jay Garrick, so he's kind of strong enough to push this where it has to go.
So why are you still reading Earth 2?
I don't know, but and there's a new threat. I guess the main bad guy behind everything that's been going down so far. I guess that from the next issue blurb, I guess he's going by the name Dr. Impossible, but guess who Dr. Impossible is?
Ooh.
Jimmy Olsen.
What?
Yeah.
That's not right at all, bro.
He's got like some kind of like big flashy powers now. Did that just bum you out?
It did. Like Jimmy Olsen, again, he's like the human equivalent of Superman. He's like that bright, shiny hope, and he's like, and he evolved into like Batman's best pal, and Superman's best pal, and I don't know, that's just kind of hard for me to swallow in any universe.
It was alright. It was better than some of the ones that have come down so far. I'd give it a 3.
Decent, respectable 3. Average. I'm pretty sure you can read Starfire.
No, I didn't.
So I'll talk about Starfire. I was a very big fan. This is my favorite. Well, the standard issue cover, not the variant monster cover, was like my favorite cover of the week. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that on some social media or another. So like we finished up this first arc, and we're kind of got this downtime, and we're learning about the supporting characters. It's very easy breezy, fun, and enjoyable. They're kind of sitting around the pool, and they're kind of just setting up for things to come. And the artwork was great. I really enjoyed this title because even though it's from Amanda Promoting over on Harley Quinn, it's just fun. Sometimes it's just nice to have like an easy breezy story to read and not like expect too much out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's been consistently good and fun, and sometimes all you really need to kind of like decompress and whatnot. And that's kind of why I read Starfire. I enjoy the character of Starfire. I like her striking out on her own. She's hooked up with this character at the moment named Atlee. So, it's just a nice, fun issue. It's very colorful. It's not dark, gritty, and depressing yet. And there's no Bieber jokes. So, good yours. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Well, since you did Starfire, should I do Red Hood Arsenal?
Yep, go ahead.
Alright, Red Hood Arsenal number 5. Well, of course, it picks up where last issue went off. It's Red Hood Arsenal and the new Batman versus the villain Underbelly, who basically can't be killed, until Roy comes in and kind of kills him. Yeah, with some kind of like, is it a sonic? It's almost like a sonic arrow, but it's like half sonic, half gas, and Roy said was developed for crowd control, and since Underbelly was just like a big, basically like an evil thought that just like spread across the country. I don't know, the logic's kind of weak, but and during the whole battle we get a lot of Jason thinking, well, I guess Bruce wasn't so bad after all compared to this new Batman. As we're all thinking.
Yes, exactly. Although, not so much this week.
No. And at the end, we kind of get a sweet scene. Jason goes to the youth center, where I guess where he spent some time after his parents died. And who does he run into?
Cassandra Cain?
No, Bruce Wayne.
Oh, we're still worried about him?
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know when this story takes place because, like, as far as Jason thought, Bruce was dead, but then he sees him and he's like, I don't know if he has amnesia or whatever. He's like, but at least Bruce is alive.
They really need to get that timeline together in all the books.
Yeah, and then of course the last page cliffhanger is I don't know, Arsenal's like, well, he's watching Jason from I don't know how far away through binoculars, and then someone puts a gun to Arsenal's head. Who is it? The Joker's daughter.
We're still doing that?
Yeah, and then the cliffhanger, you don't see the gun, you just see her face, but you hear blam as the gun goes off, so.
That's a very divisive character as far as I'm concerned, and if you just kind of killed her off and never talked about her again, I'd be perfectly fine.
It's just like... It's just like the new 52 model where she's just a maniac. She has no connection to the Joker. She just decided to get all creepy stalker on the Joker, just like with Mr. Freeze now, where, Nora's not really his wife. And
that's like the biggest those are some of the biggest missteps ever.
Oh, I know.
I'll talk about something else I'm pretty sure didn't read because it's Vertigo. I really like what Vertigo is doing with these like very limited edition like kind of runs with these really great influential comic book creators that I grew up with, and that's pretty much the only reason why I picked up Twilight Children #1. It's only going to have 4 issues, so it's a very short, tight, compact story to tell, and it's just visually stunning, and the story and the plot is very well put together. It's from Gilbert Hernandez, Darwin Cook, and Dave Stewart. If you know anything about like specifically kind of indie comics, and you probably are very much into them. They're each masters of their craft in their own right, and to see them all together for the first time ever is something that really took me to this book. So it's great. It's kind of like something's not right in the town of Rosewood. That's not the name of the town, but it's just like one of those things. And I just love the ambiance and the atmosphere of this title. Like, it's creepy and it's spooky, but it's just, the characters just jump right out at you. And I was just, like, really thoroughly impressed with this one. It's not for everybody. Vertigo, that's the thing about Vertigo, why I end up usually not mentioning it. Because generally they usually are my picks of the week, because they only do, like, so many like one title usually every, week or whatever, and usually it's like Sandman Overture, but that's coming to an end, and so now they're really pushing for other new things, and they're very innovative and experimental, and I really like it. This is like a 4.25 out of 5 for me. So yeah. Where to next, Captain?
I don't know. I got another one that you didn't get. I don't know if I should even mention it. Harley Quinn.
No. I'm very interested about this Deadshot, because I feel like if you go to any con anywhere, most of the time you will see a Harley Quinn cosplayer with a Deadpool cosplayer. But if you are a fan of Arrow and you saw the last Suicide Squad, Cupid, who is basically their stand-in for Harley, really fell hard for Deadshot. So I feel like there's this like kind of rhyme and reason to doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
I take it you didn't like it.
I don't know. It's it opens up with Harley tackling Deadshot through a wall of the hotel, and they crash in on naked people.
I saw that basically preview, and that's probably why I didn't pick up.
Yeah, and they're basically crashing through the hotel, and Harley's like, "How dare you kill my friend, the cowboy?" And then I don't know. By the end of the fight, she seems to get over it a little bit. Oh, there's her flipping. There's the pixelated her flipping off Deadshot.
Wait a minute. She was friends with the cowboy? Because they brought that into Starfire.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Huh. There she is riding in a replica of the Batmobile. she's basically chasing down the girl she's trying to get back to her mother, who doesn't want to go back, and she's taking her back no matter what. She makes a deal with like the women she was working for to take her, and of course, when the girl's mother shows up to take her back, Harley is topless and just walking around topless. The mother's even like, "Can you put on some clothes?" She's like, "No." Oh, oh, and then at the end, she's like, the guy. Well, I guess it's a movie producer. The girl was staying with. He's talking about putting Harley in movies, and she's like, "Oh, you can put me in an animated cartoon or whatever."
Lovely.
And then, yeah, and then the issue just ends kind of with they were mad before, but now Harley and Deadshot are like drinking at the airport bars. They're getting ready to leave.
And LA was never the same.
Yeah. 2.5.
Ooh, why is this even on your pull list? You just sound miserable. More progressively miserable every week.
I'm just holding. I want it to be good. I'm holding out hope. You know.
Well, I will say when it comes to DC, if you hold out hope long enough, something does actually eventually change. And we'll get to that, because I have a very valid point when it comes to that particular talking point.
Okay, so where would you like to go?
Let's just start in on the world of Batman and the Bat family, I guess. With Batman 45. It got better.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
And no, it's not because we started off with a young Bruce Wayne as Batman. But I feel like they finally have a handle on Gordon as in his little mech suit, because they put him kind of front and center once again. So it feels like they have an idea what they want to do now. Last couple of issues felt like they were just spinning their wheels to finish out an arc for the sake of it.
Yeah, it seemed to take a general direction. What do you think? They were about to fire him.
Yeah, right. It's like literally watching Gotham. Like, yeah, Jim gets into trouble, but come on, it's Jim Gordon. Let's be real.
Yeah. And how about the whole happy idyllic Bruce stuff? You know that's going to come screeching to a halt.
So hard. I could just hear the brakes now.
Tragically.
What was that Blade Runner-esque, like, aesthetic in this issue, though? I was just like, neon glow? And, like, what is this, like, a bad 80s sci-fi sea film? Like, just, man.
It's futuristic.
I mean, I get enough of that with Batman Beyond, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. And, yeah, I mean, you could just see the ending coming with Mr. Bloom.
Right?
Oh, he's fired. Oh, wait, I bet you he's not going to be fired once he saves the head of Powers Industries.
But I think it's very interesting that they kind of try to go there, because basically Batman is a member of the police, so he's technically paid for by the taxpayers, and so like they really feel that this Batman is their Batman and he needs to be held accountable for things. And I kind of like that idea. They just didn't take it and develop it far enough for my personal liking.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you're funding a mass vigilante, you're going to have to realize there's going to be some damage, and, you know, everything isn't going to be all pretty and nice.
Yeah, but, like, that's the thing when you watch comic book movies specifically, especially in the Avengers. It's like all those billions of dollars of damage, and they just get these quaint references here and there. Like, how the hell did you guys rebuild so fast?
I mean, their economies must be really good, because there's always something to rebuild.
Poor New York. Well, I guess that's why Daredevil got such a good deal on his loft. So it all works out.
One had a bad view, remember, but he didn't care.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that was an amalgam moment. Sorry. Right along. I don't know. I do like the way everything kind of dovetailed together, though, with, like,
Mm-hmm.
Their storytelling, like I said, it feels like they have a good direction that they want to go to. I found it very enjoyable. I've really been hating Gordon, and they kind of turned it around, and I hope they can keep that up.
Mm. So what did you give it?
3.75.
Oh, I gave it a 4.
Oh, we're back on track, huh, Phil?
That's all right.
Oh, we
Same
were
way.
too last week, pretty much.
Yeah. You want to do Batman, Superman 25?
Okay. Um,
Or not that much Batman and some Superman 25?
okay, that's all I have to say. It's like, let's just change Jim Gordon's name to Rodney Dangerfield, because that man can't get no respect. At least not this title.
I know. I'm like, what happened to this universe? I mean, back in the day, Superman and Jim Gordon would be like, working together.
And... most upstanding, morally righteous, self-righteous bastards on the planet.
That's right.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, again, we're pushing Vandal Savage, and I'm like, because TV show.
Yes.
I like the approach kind of in theory on a business side, but as a fan, I'm going to have to call enough is enough on this. But Batgirl did show up too, so I mean.
Yeah, I'm thinking this next arc is him and Batgirl, right?
I don't know how I feel about this.
It's at least another issue or two, because
I don't know. I mean, it was fun for this issue, but that's the thing that I've been kind of saying for the last couple of weeks with them pushing for always constantly having to write for the trades. They have to make these full, complete 6-issue arcs, And sometimes the storyline does not deserve 6 issues.
Oh, I know. Oh, but Red Hood and Grayson show up in the last page.
I know, it's like a Bat Family reunion, but we already have that going on with Batman and Robin
Eternal. I know, wasn't it Red Robin who said in Batman and Robin Eternal, he's like, for a guy I thought was dead, I seem to sure be running into you a lot in the last few days.
Right? That was so on the nose, it was ridiculous. I don't know. This issue definitely improved too, though. So it was just like I said. If you hold out hope long enough, things do start to get a little better. So
yeah,
yeah. I liked it a lot more than I have in the last literally 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I gave it a 3.5. What did you think?
Yeah, I gave it a 3.5 too. I did like seeing that Superman has I don't know, they kind of dumbed him down, but it kind of worked for this story.
Oh, the dumbing down of Superman.
I honestly think that he had brain damage from the solar flares. That's my headcanon, and I'm sticking to it. So that kind of makes
it seems like. Alright. You want to Batman and Robin Eternal then?
Depends. Is this your pick of the week?
No. It was close, but it got edged out.
Ooh, ouch. It's my pick of the week, so yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay.
Only because, oh my god, it finally happened. Cassandra Cain got a chance to freaking shine. It was basically a Cassandra Cain hour, and I'm here for it, okay? She's the Bat Kid that gets left out of so much.
Oh, yeah.
So, I was...
Well, New 52 just, devastated that character, like a lot of them.
Yes. I like the art. It was very straightforward. It was nothing fancy, but it wasn't like a toddler drew it either, so... Nightwing shows up and dude, it was just really great, kind of little reunions and stuff. I'm just really digging the Bat family taking little jabs at each other and the jealous little toddlers that they are.
Yeah, we get that nice flashback of Dick's time as Robin.
And it's a new Robin suit in this issue, right?
What, on Dick?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of updated it. I know for New 52, whenever they show him in flashbacks. I guess the shorts don't work in the modern era.
Shorts. Take wear shorts.
Surprised they couldn't so many butt jokes.
Oh, this was a fun romp filled with action, but they also had a lot of like character moments, and I like that. This is like a really good blend, very tight story. But like I said, it was just kind of breadcrumbs at this point because we're going to be talking about this issue every week for like the next 6 months. So, you expect it to kind of go a little slow.
Yeah, I mean, probably most weeks, a lot of weeks, that was probably going to be my pick of the week, and it almost was, but like I said, it just got edged out.
Even Jason, well, no, I'll say that one.
Don't go that far.
Yeah, I was like, nah. It was a 4.5 for me.
That's what I gave it. I love you. You're like, yeah, even Jason Todd was good.
Yeah. Where's the record scratch?
Pull yourself back.
Oh. So what's up next, buddy?
Do you want to do Constantine Hellblazer 5?
Oh man, yes. We are getting like every month we edge closer and closer to like the old Constantine.
Yes. This is another one. It on another week it might have been my pick of the week, but it wasn't this week. But it was good.
So good. I mean, like I really love how they've been kind of laying the groundwork. They're like, okay, we're about to push this envelope right off the table. Are you guys with us? Are you ready to make that jump? Like that's what it feels like every month. It's like, okay, now we built this groundwork. Let's get to it. And it's just like, man, we're really seeing like the heart and soul of Constantine. And I just love how they've kind of world built and built this character up to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, he's kind of a despicable guy, but he's your despicable guy.
I know, it just seemed like classic Constantine because it's the demon or whatever you want to call it is the soul of his, someone he used to love, and him and Georgie both loved her, and they had and Constantine tricks her into getting kind of destroying her because she's like, you tricked me so you wouldn't have to feel this guilt and stuff. That seemed like a classic Constantine twist.
Yeah, it totally did. And man, the layouts were great, and the pace of the story was really fantastic. Like I whipped right through this. I was just like, really?
I know.
I will say though that it's not like, well, and it's a lot with the new 52, well, not new 52, DCYOU thing is that like nothing is really like stands out great as like a single issue. But like this one, the arc for this is really good, and like I could see this being a really good trade, so to recommend to people.
Oh yeah.
But do you think it's gonna be personal, or is like for Constantine, like this next arc really personal, or are they just gonna go like open up the world and like make it a really more like general threat? That's what I'm curious to see where they'll go with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would be nice. I mean, the personal touches are good, but yeah, it needs to be like another threat. Maybe someone ask him for help. Or
yeah, I want to open this world up because it's very interesting, and I think that it's a good primer if you're a fan of Arrow, because the mysticism that they're talking about is very Constantine-esque in my personal opinion. So, I mean, anything to get people to watch Arrow and people to read the book, I'll just kind of go ahead and just pimp that out. They both need the help.
What if he kind of became a quote unquote teacher for the new Dr. Fate?
Dude, and bring in Santana. I told you that title would sell like hotcakes or waffles.
And bring in Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing's getting a book again in January.
I know. I'm so happy. Dude, like spin it out of that, like reintroduce him. They kind of made a Swamp Thing sort of kind of reference in what was it, The Flash this week. So I was like, okay, my eyebrow is raised in a good way. So So yeah, this was a really good, another good month for Constantine. I gave it a 4. What did you give it?
I gave it a 4.5. I was really pleased with this issue.
They're almost there. I'm just waiting. Like I said, waiting for the envelope just to flutter to the floor. And there's no more pretense. I mean, it's already a rated 16 plus book. So
yeah.
I looked that up today, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
But there's like, it's good. It's not, it's not like a, it's rated higher, so you can have, all the boob jokes and beaver jokes.
Yeah, this ain't Harley Quinn. I mean, the things that
it's a purpose to it, yeah.
So, yay for Constantine, the Hellblazer. I hate having to add that damn thing, by the way.
What, the whole title?
Because it's not Constantine from the New 52, and it's not Hellblazer, the original run, so it's like, yeah.
It's a little bit of both.
It's starting to be more Hellblazer than Constantine, thank goodness. So, I'm thinking we're going to take a trip to Superman, Lois, and Clark #1.
Oh, you mean my pick of the week?
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you, Phil.
Why? See, I can like Superman, pre-New 52 Superman.
Now, that's exactly my thoughts, but I don't know. It's like, it feels like they didn't go wide enough and far enough for me, but I did totally like this, and it has tons of potential. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it's the first issue, too. They gotta
build up that world, but I thought that it was a weird choice that they are doing something so meta, because it's like where they chose to live, it's in the New 52 universe, and it's like, I don't know, it's like some weird convergence meta, like, hey, stop pining for the old DCU. We have it in the form of the New 52, but not really. You're just whiny babies. Deal with it. And that kind of what it feels like with Lois and Clark's like living situation, like where they stuck them. So, like, I had a hard time getting around that.
Yeah, okay. My one big problem was like, did they change the ending the Crisis on Infinite Earth?
Yeah, everything.
I mean, they took down the Anti-Monitor, and it's like, oh yeah, Barry Allen didn't die. He just ran off somewhere. Supergirl didn't die. She ran off somewhere. And Parallax is just out there somewhere.
Yep.
Wasn't he trying to like rewrite the universe at some point? So yeah, let's just let him.
I mean, who knows? Parallax might show up in the Justice League Darkseid Wars. Who knows?
If they want to actually get rid of the New 52 and like go back to the good stuff, they could use Parallax.
I really feel like he might actually show up in those. Don't they have like 6 shots six one shots coming up dealing with the Darkseid Wars or whatever for each like member of the Justice League or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
It's supposed to be October, and it's almost the end of October here. So Anyway, yeah. I will say I really like how Clark is kind of like the lone survivor again, but he also has like Lois to deal with it. And I like that emotional pathos. It's definitely, like I said, definitely has potential, but it just took a lot of like finagling for me to get around how they set this story up.
And their son Jonathan.
I love that reference. Right?
Yeah, and they're living under the last name White.
See, that's what I mean. Like, they put in all the cool little references. It was really cool, but it's going to take me a while to warm up to this situation.
I like how they're like, oh, thank God we didn't use the name Kent, because after that, Clark Kent got outed.
Right. Well, there's the continuity line, at least.
Yeah, but I just like it. There's just so much stuff in here. It's our pre-New 52 Superman. Even Lois had something to do. It looks like Lois is gonna have a decent storyline.
Well, how did you feel about the final page, though?
What about the Oblivion Stone?
It felt like a really drastic tonal change that you just should. First issue, I think.
Yeah, but I guess they're setting up that threat. But I do like how Clark's actually proactive. He's going out and checking up on the versions of his enemies on the New 52 versions of them. Like he was tracking down Hank Henshaw.
Oh, Hank Henshaw. They
Actually,
really got
Superman
a lot
using his
out of that
brain.
character, didn't they? Hank
What?
Henshaw. You see him like Supergirl or something in the TV show.
Yeah. But I'm just so happy that, there's a Superman actually using his brain.
I know. And soon enough, we'll have Bruce back to being a detective, and all will be, and Wonder Woman will not be the goddess of war, and she'll actually have like her head on straight, and our Trinity will be the Trinity that we know and love.
Yeah.
Like, keep dreaming, sister.
Yeah, I know. Just the one comment I did see online, they're like, well, if Clark wanted to be undercover, he's wearing that black suit. Why did he put the S on it?
There's plenty of people from the House of L that get loose every now and then. But you think about it, honestly.
Yeah. But no, I really did enjoy this. Like I said, it's my pick of the week.
I gave it a 3.5. Like I said, tons of potential, and I'm willing to see where this title goes. But I heard a rumor that it's only a maxi series.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like 12 issues. And I'm like, what's going to become of them? If they're only doing
12
issues.
I'm very tentative about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like, they better not kill them off. I'm like, are they going to depower him or something? Because didn't he say his powers are like erratic? I don't.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down. That damn New 52 son.
Right? It has effect on a lot of people. Did you read Justice League number 4, by the way?
Yes, I did.
I'm confused.
Uh-oh. About?
Is this the Dark Side War too? Like they're on Apocalypse, and I'm like, what? And then like Cyborg got created, and I'm just like, what? And I only picked it up because it had Aquaman on the cover, looking like he was killing a Green Lantern, and I was just like, oh, this didn't live up to what I thought it was gonna be. I mean, it was a good story, but it was just misleading as usual.
Yeah, I thought this was still on your pull list.
It is on my pull list, but I don't know. Like, it was still good, but I'm just confused. Like, it just took this weird turn from last month, and I'm like, okay.
What Batman running an MRI?
Right? Yeah. Like, it was just so weird.
It's the explanation issue. It's like, here, Ray was bad, and here is why.
Like, we really needed that.
I know, like, you couldn't see it coming from issue 1, but yeah.
The art was fantastic for me personally, though, so.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got, like, a promise of Superman dying again, and I'm like, I don't need another Superman funeral ever in my life, just so we're clear.
What, you won't wear that black armband?
I know. I was really loving Justice League. I still love Justice League because it's better than the other Justice League that we have, but it's just, like, it's so hard to, like, figure out why we have 2 Justice League books. So anyway, I still thought it was, like I said, the artwork was fantastic in this one. It was it was a lot to exposition, definitely, but I don't know. I'm willing to give this still another chance for another 3 issues, but it's been kind of boring, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, yeah, it's just like, everyone Batman telling Superman, he's a threat. No, give him a chance. It's world peace.
Give peace a chance, Batman!
Maybe we get more action if Aquaman would get off the couch.
Do we really need Cyborg in this one, though? Like, honestly?
Well, who's going to examine the Kryptonian blood?
Shouldn't Superman be able to do that, technically?
Yeah, but what if he's under some kind of mental control? Which he kind of...
Well, then Batman can do it. Let's just be real. Batman is the end-all, be-all of everything. He's a master of all trades, not a jack of all trades.
I know. Bat God. I know.
I mean, if we're just going to be honest about it, I mean, we could pretty much just have the Justice League be Batman and all the Robins, and we'd be just fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still like it. Like I said, it's getting 3 issues. I gave this a 3.5 too.
Yep, that's what I gave it, 3.5.
Artwork is just amazing, though. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Any other titles you want to talk about? I think I'm fresh out.
The only other thing I got was a Catwoman 45.
I got it, but I didn't read it because I'm not all the way caught up.
Okay. Or are they wrapping this arc up like next issue or something? Because it kind of looks like that might be where they're going.
I heard that they are.
Because long story short, Catwoman gets Black Mask down in the sewer and basically knifes him. She thinks she kills him, but Penguin says he'll get him out of Gotham. and fix him up. It's just going to cost you everything you have.
How's the Penguin in this title?
All right, good. I mean, he's plotting against it. He's plotting against everybody.
Is it Gotham-esque?
Kind of more on the comic book side, but I don't know. He seems to have like a shaved head. I don't know why they did that like that, or his hair's really close.
Danny DeVito?
Maybe. That I would say that's probably like visually that's probably the closest inspiration is Danny DeVito.
Oh, those movies.
And what's her face? What's it? How do you say it? Ego or taking over her dad's mob, and when a guy questions her, she like basically beats him to death.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how like kind of the issue ends, because like Spoiler shows up and is like, "What are you doing?"
I was just about to ask you, is she still hanging around doing nothing? Like, shouldn't she be with the Robins at this point?
Yeah, she shows up on the last page, so I don't know.
She's like, before I go give it to those other little brats, let me swing by this face.
We go from no spoiler to, hey, it's a Gotham book, let's put spoiler in it.
I mean, they need to figure out what they really want to do with Stephanie Brown.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I've been liking this arc. I mean, this one was a solid 3.5.
That's good. I do kind of like how they, and I don't mean this in a bad way, kind of regress the character so that they could like take like develop the character where they want to. Do you know what I mean? Like old school kind of comic book way.
Oh yeah, I mean, all her history's gone now, so yeah, they kind of had to.
Because of Batman Eternal, though, right?
What?
Like, I remember it was like something weird that they didn't like about Batman Eternal, and that's why they have done it, what they've done with this title. I was reading the other day.
What, the Catwoman, or?
Yeah, Catwoman.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's where Selena discovered who her real father was, not Falcone like before, but another gangster, and that's how she got into the whole organized crime thing.
Yeah. That's interesting, and I kind of like this approach. And like I said, it's very smartly written, and I like a lot of these comic books aren't very like smart. They're just like they hold the reader's hand, and they think that you're like 2 and you're just learning to read or something, and you can't like infer clues and whatnot.
Oh yeah, because I thought that a couple issues back. I was like, man, this is like a current in continuity book. I mean, you actually have to pay attention to get the story.
Yep. So what'd you give it?
3.5.
Cool. So was that the last one?
That's all for me.
Okay, cool.
That's all for you?
Yep.
All right. Anything else you want to discuss before we wrap this up?
Why doesn't Jay Garrick have his powers on the Flash? What the hell, man?
Kelly didn't talk you through this. I don't know.
No, we did, but I want to hear your opinion.
I would assume. I mean, not that it makes that much sense, but I would assume it has something to do with coming through the singularity, maybe.
That's what I said. But if we're going by the comic books, the whole point of doing the cross-ups was so that they could have their powers and kick butt.
Or when he was attacked by Zoom, maybe Zoom maybe didn't take away his powers, but kind of absorbed most of his speed.
Yeah, we were thinking he needs a jump start of some sort. We said, ooh, get struck by lightning. Do the Benjamin Franklin experiment.
Yeah, because, I mean, remember in season 1, Wells was trying to get, Barry to keep running, and I think he was trying to absorb some of that Speed Force energy, so.
Or hit him with the lightning. It has to be a reason why they kind of made him learn a new skill.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just kind of ticked off about that. I'm like, you're going to give me an impotent Jay Garrick? Really?
All right, everyone.
Yeah, I'm just
threw a lot at you tonight, so share your thoughts with us. Let us know what you think. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/World's Finest Podcast. On Twitter, that's right, we got a Twitter page now, @World's Finest Pod. You can email us, worldsfinestpod@gmail.com. And as always, if you want to talk DC, Marvel, anything with me, you can email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. And on Twitter, I'm @nightwingpdp. Lilith?
I want to say, as soon as you guys are done with this episode, I want you guys to go to the Facebook and check out our Robin poll. It should be posted by the time you hear this. Okay, and remember to put your ranking of the Robins in the comments. You can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. I'm on Tumblr. It's lilithhellfire.tumblr.com. And if you are looking for news updates of all things DC comic books related, please be sure to check out Channel 52. And of course, Kelly and I do Queen Constantine